Tensions surrounding Iran continued to dominate global headlines, with fresh military, diplomatic and economic developments unfolding across the region. In Iran, air defense systems were activated in parts of Tehran after reports of small aircraft and reconnaissance drones appearing in the skies over the capital. According to Iranian media outlets Tasnim and Fars, the sound of air defenses was heard across several areas of Tehran for around 20 minutes. The report said the systems were activated to counter small aircraft and reconnaissance drones, although officials did not immediately clarify whether the activity was part of a defense exercise or an actual security threat. Iranian media later said the situation in Tehran had returned to normal. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump once again criticized German Chancellor Friedrich Merz over comments related to the war in Iran. Trump said Merz was doing a terrible job in Germany and should spend less time interfering in Washington's efforts to deal with what he called the Iran nuclear threat. The latest remarks come after growing tensions between the two leaders in recent days. Trump also said Merz was facing problems at home related to energy and immigration and accused him of failing to help resolve the war in Ukraine.
Which I think was and Germany, he's doing a terrible job. He's got immigration problems, he's got energy problems, he's got problems of all kinds, and he's got a big problem with Ukraine because they're in that mess. And he criticized me for doing the whole thing with Iran. But I said, would you like to have a nuclear weapon in the hands of Iran? He said, no, I don't. I said, well, then I guess I'm right. He didn't have any answer to that.
At the same time, a senior Trump administration official said that, for the purposes of the U.S. War Powers Resolution, American hostilities with Iran that began in February had now terminated. According to the official, both sides agreed to a 2-week ceasefire on April 7, and that ceasefire has since been extended. The official added that there has been no exchange of fire between U.S. armed forces and Iran since April 7. Speaking to reporters, President Trump said he was trying to save Iran, while again criticizing the Iranian government. He repeated claims that Iranian authorities had killed 42,000 protesters and described the country's economy as being in a disastrous state.
They killed 42,000 people. So when you say about, they say that I do the same, I don't do the same. I'm trying to save that country in a certain way, and nobody's ever seen it there. Think of it, they killed 42,000 innocent, not weapon-carrying people for protesting, 42,000. And the number they say is a lot higher than that. There's a rough group, but we have decimated them. And their economy is a disaster. So we'll see how long they hold out.
Trump also claimed that Iran's military capabilities had been heavily damaged during the conflict. The U.S. president further said that Iran was dying to make a deal and repeated Washington's position that Tehran cannot possess a nuclear weapon. Trump claimed Iran's Navy and Air Force had been severely weakened and said the country's drone factories were down by 82%, while missile factories were nearly 90% down.
And that's despite a military operation. I don't call it a war. I'd rather have a military operation. Where really, Iran is dying to make a deal. I can only tell you that. I don't want to get into it, but they cannot be nuclear other than that. But their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone. Every ounce of any form of equipment practically is gone. You know, their drone factories are about 82% down, and their missile factories are almost 90% down.
Trump also linked the conflict to global energy prices, saying gasoline and oil prices would drop like a rock once the Iran war comes to an end.
And you know what? And we're not going to have a nuclear weapon in the hands of Iran. The gas will go down. As soon as the war's over, it'll drop like a rock. There's so much of it. It's all over the place, sitting all over the oceans of the world. And it'll go down.
Elsewhere in the Gulf, the United Arab Emirates announced a travel ban to Iran, Lebanon, and Iraq. The UAE Foreign Ministry urged Emirati nationals currently in those countries to leave immediately, citing ongoing regional developments. The U.S. military also confirmed that American naval ships in the Middle East are being replenished with fuel, food, munitions, and other essential supplies. U.S. Central Command shared images on social media showing supplies being loaded onto the guided missile destroyer USS Delbert D. Black, which is supporting the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group in the region. Questions are also being raised about the financial cost of the conflict. According to a CNN report citing sources familiar with the matter, the true cost of the U.S. war on Iran may be between $40 and $50 billion. The report said the earlier $25 billion estimate presented to lawmakers by a top Pentagon official did not include the cost of repairing extensive damage to American military bases in the region or replacing destroyed assets. Amid these developments, United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres warned that the escalating crisis in the Strait of Hormuz could have devastating global consequences. Guterres said restrictions on free passage through the waterway were strangling the global economy by disrupting the movement of oil, gas, fertilizer, and other critical goods. The UN chief urged all parties to restore navigational freedoms immediately, saying, "Open the strait, let all ships pass, let the global economy breathe again." Meanwhile, gold prices held steady but remained on track for a weekly loss as rising oil prices increased inflation concerns and complicated the outlook for global interest rates. Meanwhile, oil prices also climbed on Friday as there were no signs of the Iran conflict coming to an end. Brent crude futures for July rose $1.19 to $111.59 a barrel, while West Texas Intermediate crude rose 39 cents to $105.46 a barrel. Both oil benchmarks have now recorded gains for 4 straight months, with Brent's June contract touching $126.41 a barrel on Thursday, its highest level since March 2022.